Welcome to our series of leadership and management training over the next 10 months. 3 things I want to cover: what we're going to cover, so the 10 months topics. Second thing is how our program actually works, so you know exactly what to expect. And the third thing is I want us to quickly pause before we jump into anything, and let's collectively define what leadership and management means when we're talking through these topics. The first thing I want to let you know is the topics that we are going to be covering. So wherever you join, you're joining and you'll just roll through, but you'll get all 10 of these topics. So one of the topics for 1 month is going to be all about accountability and encouragement. And that's balancing high standards, but also giving genuine support and feedback. Another topic is delegating for results, making sure that you get results through your team, and that's delivered in a way to make sure that your time frees up. The third thing is making bold decisions and backing yourself. As a leader, your team is looking for you to make a decision so they know where they're going to go next. Another topic is understanding the needs of your team, because you know this, they're people and they have lives outside of your job. So how do you stay connected to your team and manage them not only for the results but for people? Dealing with difficult situations and difficult people is another topic we're going to cover. And wouldn't it be a nice world if we didn't have to deal with that? But we both know you do. And so we're going to spend that time together in that month focusing on how best do that. Not avoiding them, actually having the courage to have those difficult conversations. Another one is tension and habits. A lot of the time we're under tension, we will have habits that kick in, and sometimes those habits can actually work against us and the outcome that we're wanting. So we're going to have a conversation about that. Another topic will be creating a vision and a plan. How important is that for you as a manager to know exactly where you're going, not just this month, next month, but maybe even a 5-year plan, and we're going to move through that process. Building trust, or building a set of behaviors that builds trust in you as a manager from your team. Do you know that there's some things you can do that actually hinder or question the trust they have in you? And it's really important that we put that on the table and discuss that. Running effective meetings. I know that if you're in a leadership or management position, you are likely to be running meetings, but can you imagine running a meeting that your team looks forward to attending? And then the last thing will be inspiring your team and selling your vision. You can have a vision and you can just tell them what to do, or you can inspire and motivate them into that vision. The generation that you get in terms of results or engagements completely different in terms of how you communicate. So we'll be talking about that. That's the list of content. Look forward to moving through all of those amazing topics with you. Here's how our course works. The first thing you're going to get is an email, and in that email there's going to be what we call some pre-course questions, and they are specific questions for the topic that we're going to be covering. Why? Because that allows you to think about what's reality for you, and you'll have those examples ready to apply through the training as we move through our content. The second thing, you'll get sent a Zoom link so that you know where to join and be in the right space. But alongside that, you'll also get a workbook, and we say print that out because you can follow along, fill in as we go. So have your workbook printed. At the end of your workbook, you'll see what we call time to apply, because our goal is over the next month that you actually focused on applying this skill, and you have a slow burn where you start to change behaviors to get different results. So at the end of 10 months, all of these have become quite normal for you. So it's time to apply. Usually about 2 weeks after, so midway between each time we meet online, you'll also get sent what we call an encouragement video. And this is a video of me. It's usually 2 to 3 minutes long, and I'm just adding some extra thoughts to the topic we covered in the month that we did. It's there to, maybe we ran out of time, maybe it's a little reminder to keep going, maybe it's an encouragement. I know you're probably feeling this. So an encouragement video will come through an email, usually between the 2 sessions. And lastly, if you have a manager and they are interested in what's going on for you, we actually send a manager's email, and what that email includes is just the highline details of the topics we're covering, and also at the end of that we have a couple of questions, so the manager can ask some questions to generate a really good understanding specifically what's going on for you. So your manager will receive that email. That's how we run. There's a few touch points in there, and I hope that it's all for supporting bringing these behavioral changes into your leadership and management. To make sure we're all on the same page, we want to just take some time to define leadership and management, because they actually tend to be quite different skills, and usually based on personality. Some people fall into that leadership space really naturally and easily, and there's skill sets that come with the manager side, and again based on personality, some people fall into a more management side. So let's actually take some time to define what we mean by each message here. So under leadership, we would say it's about having vision, so creating a compelling future. You'll see this in the workbook we've sent. We also talk about it's an inspiring position where you're inspiring other people. Guidance. As a leader, you will be giving guidance to the people in your team and leading them with some guidance, some wisdom, and some mentoring potentially in there. It's about empowerment. So it's taking someone from where they are and empowering them with new skills to continue to help them grow. And the last thing under leadership is its integrity. So leading by example. Why? Because people are watching everything you do, and that sets the tone of what's accepted or not accepted. It's the start of the culture that you begin to build. Let's now jump into management. So management by definition here is it's much more about direction and actually having plans, having stepping stones, and having strategic business goals that you're wanting to meet. The second thing is execution. So how you are actually going to execute those plans, who you're going to allocate what to what, and how you're going to make sure that happens. And then the last thing, it's about development. Cultivating people through their work, so actually developing the skills within your team. There's the difference between leadership and management, and it just helps to define those together, because as we move through all the next 10 months, that difference is going to help us.